So this is what we're going to do today, Microsoft Teams. Now, I must just admit, some things I won't be able to demonstrate to you because we are live. So we're doing Teams within Teams. It can be a little bit tricky. But for that, those of you who know my slides, I've made lots of screenshots, which I upload to the channel in the team, which I will share with you. Today you will understand a little bit more about that. And so at least you can go have a look at the screenshots. As I cannot, there will be one or two or three things that I can't do live for you or demonstrate live to you. You do get other collaboration tools, online communication tools, apart from Microsoft Teams. I think COVID introduced my Zoom to everybody like you won't believe. So Zoom is a similar online communication tool, not necessarily collaboration tool as Microsoft Teams, and so is Google Meet. And they all have free versions or options, and then of course the paid, as always, the paid usually, I mean, it makes sense. What is that saying? There's no such thing as a free lunch. That's true here as well. You get a lot, and sometimes you get even more than enough not to go to a paid version. But then if you want to do more, collaborate for example, in Microsoft Teams, you have to go to the paid version. But I'll explain all of that to you as I always do. So here we go. Oops, Microsoft Teams. What does Microsoft Teams do? It brings teams, people working together in one place in order for them to communicate effectively and to collaborate on projects. That's what Microsoft Teams does. A little bit different regarding collaboration on projects than Zoom or Google Meet. That I can promise you. So today I'm going to try my utmost to get around showing you how to schedule a meeting or then a webinar. For those of you who are brand new on Teams, I unfortunately have to do, not unfortunately, for those of you who already do Teams, it might be a little bit of a boring option there. Then how to join a meeting, how to schedule a meeting to start straight away, how to talk about the recordings, the transcribe, the attendance, and then also, most definitely, I have to show you the activity option as well as teams and channels. And that will be my main focus today, to show you about teams and channels. And that's the convincing part that I have up my sleeve for today. Right, so please make sure, and I've shared the link in the chat, that you download the new Microsoft Teams. Go with your IT, please uh, work with them in all of this. Go and remove all the previous or the existing teams that you have, and or make sure that you have the newest teams downloaded, because the newest teams offers quite a lot. You may have been prompted to download it. Please, guys, do this in collaboration with your IT team. I don't want to get in trouble with them. And if you don't have an IT team and you don't know where to go, reach out to us. We are here to help as well. We can gladly assist you in that if you need assistance. Then you can also have Microsoft Teams on your mobile device, your cell phone or your tablet, and you can download it from the website or from the stores, the Google Store and the App Store in with the iPhone. But you can just as well scan this barcode or QR code, and that will also get you to download the Microsoft Teams on your mobile device as well. If you want it on your mobile device, of course, that's the other thing, right? When we did Outlook, I think it was earlier this week, I said to you the Microsoft Teams calendar and the Microsoft Outlook calendar is one thing. It's two different platforms, but if you schedule something in Outlook, it pops up on Teams. If you schedule something on Teams, it pops up on Outlook. Lovely, lovely feature to have. And they already, we are now collaborating. And that's exactly where we want it to be. Just as a matter of interest, as you can have Teams on your mobile device, you can also have Outlook on the mobile device. Now, I know some people say, well, this is my personal phone. I don't need any work-related stuff on it. I fully agree. You don't have to, but it can help you a great deal when you may be stuck on your computer. It doesn't want to switch on. It doesn't connect to the internet, that you already have a backup of Teams on your mobile device. So all I'm trying to say, it's available all over the show for you to use. Okay, let me just admit. Oh, Rudy dropped off, it looked like. Rudy, are you back? Is it the power conditions there that's preventing you?
Yeah, sorry about that. Thank
No,
you.
that's okay. That's okay. Right. Okay, now let's go. Let me go and show you the first thing in Microsoft Teams, how to schedule a meeting or a webinar or training session, anything like that. So we go to Microsoft Teams, and here it is. On the left-hand side, now I have the Microsoft 365 business package or plan. So my left-hand side, the pane on the left-hand side, will look a little bit different from you that have a Microsoft personal or family plan, but I'll show you. So on the left-hand side, I am now for the moment just going to focus on calendar. So there it is. And it shows you my calendar, and I can go to tomorrow, and it shows me I have absolutely no appointments for tomorrow. What a lovely day that is, or that's going to be, because today is obviously Friday. So if I go to the free the free version of Microsoft Teams, you have that in the free version as well. And I've explained that already. And if you need some assistance on that, reach out to us so we can explain that to you in more detail. You'll notice that on the left-hand side, there are fewer options, but definitely the calendar, most definitely. This profile I created on Microsoft 365, and I have no subscription, just to show you that you don't have to pay for Microsoft 365. You can have it all online. Of course, limited, definitely limited, but it is available for you and even Microsoft Teams. Why? People invite you to Microsoft Teams, and you want to be able to join the invitation, and then it is available as you have free Zoom and Google Meet. So Teams also offer that option for you. Okay, so let's go to the paid version. Or doesn't have to be, but let's go there. So what we have, sorry guys, let me just get here. There you go. So let me go to today. So I actually forgot to schedule a meeting that I have with a client. Not a meeting, I have to log onto their computer and schedule something, but I'll show you that in a moment. So on the right hand side, so there's a gap there, and it's actually need to be filled with 2 appointments. I'm a little bit behind on that. So on the right hand side on the top, first of all, you have your view. So this is the day view. Then there's a work view and a week, Monday to Sunday week, and then also new in the new calendar. So please make sure on the top left, right hand side that you have your new calendar switched on. It's a fairly new option. So here it is. And then on the right hand side, it even shows me all my upcoming events, so I can just join there immediately. So yeah, that's my different views, or the month view is a new one, and it's so convenient. You can even filter by appointments or by meetings. You can also go to Microsoft Teams, go to calendar, and click on Meet Now. I don't think I should do this. Meet Now meets, it will open Teams immediately, give you a link that you can copy WhatsApp it or email it to a colleague or a friend or client, and they can hop onto this call just like that. But what we usually do is to click on this drop down arrow and to schedule an event. So there it is. And this is how you would schedule it. It will show you your availability in your calendar, and you can just add the meeting with Susan, and you can, oops, Susan, you can specify the date with the date picker. You can specify the time and the duration of it. It can be an all-day event. It can be a Teams meeting. So maybe this is not Teams, it's just a calendar. Maybe it's a live or in-person meeting that you have and not a Teams. So you can do this. And you'll notice this looks sort of exactly the same as it looks in Outlook. And it also, lately, they made the look and feel of it sort of exactly the same. If I say sort of, it will never be. Oh, there you can specify whether it's an in-person meeting. You see, that's even, as far as I can remember, a brand new one. You can also indicate the location. So it can be, let's say, SCA in Stellenbosch, so you can specify that. It actually tried to pick up the location with the maps, but we're not going to worry about that. And then there's a lot of options here where you can type some a little bit of a description. So when you send the invite to someone, they will be able to see this is the agenda. This is exactly the address particulars. Look for that building on that corner. Or you can just say, well, thank you for meeting me. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know if your plans change. Anything you want to type here, you can do. And you can even go and for the bolds and the italics, you can attach a file. Maybe it's a meeting, so you can attach a calendar. You can, yeah, and there's the agenda. Oh, not the calendar, the agenda. But there's even a special place where you can set out the calendar. No, the agenda. Sorry, guys. I'm thinking ahead of so many things that I should not forget to tell you. So let me try and just be a little bit relaxed about this. We will get through everything. Once you're happy with that, so I scheduled this for today at 14:30. Then you can save. There's a couple of other options. It's not important. For now, this is quite straightforward to do. And you just click on save. This is a calendar, typical calendar scheduling. So let's go back to today's view. And you'll notice now there's an extra um, item on my calendar and I can just hover over the calendar and it will indicate to me the exact time of it. This is Microsoft Teams. Let's say if this one indicates to us that it's in person. Well, at least, come on. Yes, it does. And it also indicates the specific location. So there you go. That's how you would schedule a meeting. So let's head over to Microsoft Teams and let's see if that has been updated already. So let's just go to tomorrow, to yesterday. Just want to do a little bit of a refresh type of thing. There you have it. So whether you schedule in Teams, it shows in Outlook. In Outlook, it shows up in Teams. So the two honestly have a huge bond, and that's exactly what we want. That's exactly what we want. Right, so let's hit back. What else can we schedule? This is my favorite one. You can also schedule a webinar. But I have some bad news. When we head to the free version, oops, there you go. When we head to the free version, unfortunately, that's not an option, but that's okay. Or I think in the personal plans, also not an option. So what I can do is I can schedule a webinar. Now look at this. I won't be going through everything, but you can, it's like now you're presenting someone and you send out the link on your website or on an email. You're inviting people, can be paid, not paid. and they can schedule, they can register. So this is more for, let's say, training for everybody that you want to schedule, or a seminar or a webinar that is available for everybody that wants to register. So that's exactly how we did your invitations. So you do the setup, you mention what the webinar is all about. So we set the AI Teams or AI Outlook. You specify the dates and the times as you did with a normal schedule. You also can do a little bit of a description, which we did. And then you can specify who is the organizer. So obviously I am the organizer because it's my teams. And you can also add some presenters. So obviously here I will add Elmarie because she's one of the presenters. You can specify whether it's just for your organization or it's public. In our case, it is a public one. Yeah, and you can enable attendees emails so it can send out emails for you guys. So there it is. Then on the left-hand side, so that's the details. You can also, let me just save. You can also specify the, okay, it's busy saving. Don't know why it's taking so long, but let me talk you through this. You can also um, add a presenter's bio. So you can talk, Caroline has 29 years of experience doing master classes, do this training and that training. A little bit more about me, a little bit more about Elmarie that you can add, but you don't have to. Then you can choose a different theme and you can change the coloring and make it your own brand and put your own branding to it. That you can also do. Yeah, there's the webinar. Microsoft Teams meeting. I'm just going to snooze this. Oh, goodness me. I think, let me just minimize this. There we go. We're back. Then the registration. So we can check who has registered by going to the attendee status. And you'll notice it's not available now. I'll show it to you later. But you have to publish this webinar first, this invitation. Then when people register, it will all pop up here and you can even say see who canceled. Once the webinar is done, you can get a report of everybody that has attended. So obviously that's not applicable right now. These are the default emails that will be sent out. So when people register, when someone register, it will send out an email to them immediately. So let's preview what the email looks like. And you might have received something very, very similar. So because it's my teams, it came from me, but it's actually being hosted by Clinic with Purpose, Elmarie, and then, of course, by Vodacom. So that's a little bit tricky if you use your own teams for that. So all the emails will look like this. So there's a pending approval if there's a waiting list. There's also, yeah, there's the waiting list. If an attendee has been rejected, sure, that's quite harsh. Attendee cancellation, webinar cancellation. So when you cancel the webinar, it will send out an email to everybody that has been registered, which is extremely convenient. You don't have to do it manually. If there's any date or time update or there's any, and then you get a reminder 1 hour before the event starts, and it will also, we know what the email looks like. And then also the event, whenever the event recording is available, so that needs to be uploaded. So it is there, but it needs to be uploaded eventually. Yeah, so you can view a draft. Let's just quickly see what that looks like. I'm extremely excited about, oh, I have to sign in. Don't know why I have to do that, guys, and I'm not going to do that. I'm pretty sure you've seen a couple of those. So, but fact of the matter is you can preview, you can see what it looks like until you are ready to publish it. There's a couple of extra options which you can do. I think we spoke about the majority of them. There's no recording yet, obviously. The recording can be published from OneDrive. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I just wanted to show you that you can, apart from scheduling, a normal meeting or a training session or a product launch, you can also schedule a webinar. Just make sure that in the end, once you're happy with all the details, that you go and publish the site. Moment you publish the site, yes, we're ready. It will give you a link, and this is the link I sent to Elmarie that she added to your invitations. Once you open it, there's a space where you can register. It gives you some details about the particular session, what it's all about, what you can expect, and so on. So that's the webinar option. Just remember, this is a quick demo, so we just want to make you aware of that. Okay, so I'm just going to close this option and I'm going to cancel the event. We don't really have that. So here we go. We're all back on the main page. And those people who already registered will then get the email that the event has been cancelled. So let me go back here. So that's what all the scheduling is all about. All the scheduling. Let me just double check here if I missed something. Okay, now let's go to the settings of Microsoft Teams. You'll find the settings. Now, those of you who attended Word and Excel, especially those two, and then an Outlook, especially Outlook, saw the value of going to the settings. Please do this in collaboration if needed with your IT team. I don't want you to add things that you are not supposed to do company policy regarding. On the top right-hand side, there's a settings and more. And right on top, apart from switching and switching off the new calendar, if you maybe missed that option, you can also zoom in and out. So maybe that's a good idea just to show you a little bit clearer what we're doing. But let's just go back to 95 default setting. Here you can download the mobile app, guys. You don't even have to scan that QR code of mine. But let's go and have a look at the settings. I'm not going to handle all of them. I just want to introduce you to a couple. First of all, if you don't use Teams all the time, and you understand that a little bit later, I suggest that you switch off the auto start, because then it runs in the background and it can take up resources of your device, your computer, for example, or it can also take up bandwidth. I'm not saying it will, but the possibility is also there. So if you feel that your computer is a little bit slower, this can be one of many reasons. But just check with your IT team whether they want you to have it to auto start automatically. Especially when you use the business version of Microsoft 365. And hopefully after this, going to start using the Teams and channels, then the auto start is compulsory. You must have Teams running and opening automatically because it's part of your daily activity as email is. You know the drill. We can't have our email app closed because then we tend to miss a couple of things. Okay, these are just, as I said, I'm not going to go into all of them. Some of them you can do yourself. Rather want to get to some more important stuff. There's, of course, the appearance. We get that everywhere. Um, where you want your notifications to be and your activities. Does it need to play a sound? And all your organization. So my organization, which I've registered the Microsoft 365 business on, is SCA Computer Software Training and Support, which is also the business name. And here is my details as the owner of this particular license. Then privacy. You can specify the privacy over here, not going through this, but please do this in collaboration with your IT team. Once again, if you don't have an IT, you can reach out to us. Participate in surveys from Teams. You may get like a odd WhatsApp or email sometimes. You may get, if this is switched on, some survey options or requests that you can do. You can decide whether you want to switch it off or not. Then some accessibility, language views, and so on, whether you want the captions on your devices, this is important. Does it use built-in microphone, built-in speakers, or do you have on the drop-down arrow here headphones installed, or maybe a separate speaker or a larger microphone, better microphone? The nice thing here is, and this is where I want you to go, if you're not sure, especially when you're new with Microsoft Teams, go to the settings, top right-hand side, go to devices and go and make a test call, which I can't do now, of course, we are in a call. Then, and then you'll see whether it's working or not. Noise suppression, whether it's going to enable this to enhance your microphone audio quality by removing background noise. There will always be background sounds, but you can, I mean, I have a fan on very lowest option, and I hope you can't hear it, but you should not, because my background noise is switched off. You will hear someone, and we experienced it yesterday, when someone is not on mute. Guys, please make sure that you are very nicely asked, because then you can hear that. I mean, that's inevitable. Then, now we're getting to the ladies. Auto brightness, there's me, on me, and me. You see me twice now. Sorry about that. But there's the camera once again. So this section is about the camera. There's a green screen. You can have a look at that yourselves. It can mirror your video if that is something you want. So whether you on the left-hand side, they will see the right-hand side. Auto brightness, this is a cool one to do, because that can enhance your video quality when you have low light. So if us with the power failures all the time, or load shedding, I should rather call it, switch this on, because that will enhance the view on the screen. And then especially for the ladies, turn on the soft focus. Then you have a very nice, fair, soft skin like I'm having at the moment here. And if you have that switched on, which I will not do, then it might look a little bit different. I'm not looking different. I'm just looking, my skin is just a little bit smoother than it should be. So that is also something that you can decide whether you want to do that or not. Calls, we're not going to handle the calls on this session. Files and links, so where should it open any attachment? On your desktop, within Teams, on your browser. I suggest that you have it opened in desktop. And then, of course, app permissions. Which apps are allowed to open within Microsoft Teams? I would add any app there that you can think of, because give it permission to open, because that's exactly why you use Microsoft Teams. Last but not least, this is one of the things I cannot demonstrate to you. This is brand new in Microsoft Teams. I have the screenshots for you. You can teach Microsoft Teams to recognize your voice and your face in meetings, and add, it only takes 30 seconds to set up, so that the profile can be identified during meeting transcriptions, which is extremely handy for everybody running this, because you get identified more easily or easier. Go look at that on the recognition, read through it, ask ChatGPT. Now I can start saying that after yesterday. So go ask ChatGPT, what is the advantage? Go and copy this, paste it into ChatGPT or Copilot or any of the other AIs, and ask them to give you a detailed description. Why should you do it? What is the advantage? What is the disadvantage? Guys, go and use the AI. It's there for you. You don't have to worry. I don't even have to tell you about it. You can go and explore it yourselves. Right, so now let's head back to the presentation. Um, Okay, let me just get that. Now, Microsoft Teams is not only about scheduling meetings, although I spent nearly half an hour on that and settings and webinars and so on. It's all about collaboration within your team, all on the same domain, all on the Microsoft Business package. And it's where we start with teams and channels. So I'm going to explain that to you. Sorry, I shouldn't have done this. Now, let's talk about teams and channels. It's a little bit confusing. It's Microsoft Teams with teams and with channels. So yeah, just bear with me. So imagine you as a couple of friends or colleagues decide to go on a vacation or a tour, and you want to plan this as a project, um, so that everybody is, like as we call nowadays, on the same page. So what you want everybody to have access to is the itinerary. So maybe that can be a Word document that you're going to send through via email to everybody, and they add and they change things and send it back. Then also the travel guide. So every brochure or something that you get on the internet or in real life, you want to share with the whole group that's part of this project. You want to chat to one another. So how would one do that? Okay, via email or via WhatsApp. And you want to share a photo album, maybe even the befores and the durings, and sometimes even the afters. So everybody's sharing their albums. There are many, or all their photos. There are many ways to do that, and I'm not saying it's wrong. But what if, guys, and this is my convincing speech here, what if you can use Microsoft Teams as one app to have everything in one app? Okay, let me give you another business example. We have the CEO, Sarah, on this marketing business, doesn't matter the name. Then in Pretoria, so let's say she's in Cape Town. In Pretoria, same business, we have Peter. Johannesburg, where am I now? In Nelspruit, we have William, also part of this business. Thomas is in Bloemfontein, and marketing business Kathy, the same business, is in Cape Town. Or let's say Sarah's in Pretoria. And maybe that's what I was trying to say. So now this team of people needs to, so there's 5 people in the business. It can be 5, it can be 500 scenario. They need to communicate, as we did with the group that's going on the same vacation or holiday. So they need to communicate with one another. So what do? Those of you who are now a part of this session, we use most probably Outlook for our emails and attachments as our formal way of communication. No problem with that. We maybe not use Teams, or it can be Teams, to meet like we're doing now. And then we want to share documents with one another, the budget, and everybody has to give their input. Most probably you're using OneDrive, hopefully, but maybe you're using Dropbox. So as you can see, we already have 3 different platforms of 3 different companies. Okay, this is worst case scenario, but I'm getting to somewhere with this. And then last but not least, and also nothing wrong with any of this, you use WhatsApp for your direct communication with one another. So what if you can have a team, the business name in Microsoft Teams, where you can do all of this at the same time, apart, of course, from emails, that is a formal communication. Because you can chat with one another instead of on WhatsApp. You can meet in Teams. You can share documents in OneDrive. So it's all in one app with different options of different apps altogether. So here we go. So let's say the marketing department can be a team within Teams with different channels. One channel, now let's move away from that scenario. This is a bigger company. In the company, we have a marketing department. In the marketing department, we have a couple of people looking after campaigns. That can be a channel within that team. Another channel, social media, people looking after social media. Other colleagues are looking at content creation, and others are looking at events. Let me show you another example. The team can be the project or the business name. One channel can be a client, and I use mine like that a lot. Another channel can be another client, another channel can be another client. And you can have as many channels as you like. Over here, and these you can go and read yourself. I have a couple of scenarios for you as examples to get you thinking. Let's say the sales team, you have a channel on regional performance, a channel on customer relations, and a channel on training resources. So all sorts of documents and things all get together in this one app, Microsoft Teams, within a team with a couple of channels. So the channels are like sub versions of this, or sub teams. That's what we can call it. So I'm going to end my presentation, and there's a couple of extra options for you. And now I would like to do my second version of convincing and show you Microsoft Teams with the teams and the channels. And please, guys, do yourselves a favor, start using it. So here I have it. Unfortunately, I don't know why Microsoft changed this. I'm furious about it. There was a button between chat and calendar on the left-hand side that has that there was a Teams button, but they took it away. And they combined it in the chat option. So here's the chat. So let me show you this because you can relate to it. Chat tells you, as with activity in a way, what has happened in the business or in this team today, or on all your teams, because I have a lot of teams. I might have too many. The first one that you can see is our teams today. It's in progress, as you can see right on top. Then, let me go to this one. Copilot, yesterday. Here is, look at this. Here's the recording. Here's the attendance. Here we can recap, and we will take that a little bit further when we look at stream next week. Here is people's remarks, links that has been shared, and it's all there in one particular app. And this is called Microsoft Teams, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Below that are all the teams that I want to look at. So I send you a link where I upload all 21 presentations. So let me show you what I mean. Here they are. Here they are. And I've created a team. I've created a team called Microsoft AI Tools and Masterclasses. And in there, I have a channel. Just in case I have another project and we have another project or a sub-team on this main team of ours. So the main team, guys, this is typically like a project. So let's look, or let's, for this example, think of this team as a project, an AI, Microsoft AI Masterclass project. Our first set of masterclasses are all the April masterclasses. When I click on that, there are no teams or meetings scheduled. I'll show you another example in a moment because we've scheduled it in the webinar option that we have. But right on top, and this is why I want you to share. So the itinerary for the vacation group, all the documents for the marketing group. So the itinerary can be on files. So what I have done is I created on the Files tab within this Teams channel It will be there automatically. You don't have to worry about that. Or you can add it if it's not there, but it's definitely there. There's some other options that you can add. So in here, I have added different folders, a folder per masterclass. And then I have uploaded, oops, I'm not there yet. Oh, where's Canva? Oh, let me just go back to files. There you go. Masterclasses. There you go. It's one folder, and within that folder, I have subfolders. So let's go to Excel. And then I've uploaded that example document I used for you to use again. And also the presentation, the PowerPoint converted into PDF that I also share with you. Then there's another option that you can share with one another in this team, so everybody will be part of it in the organization, is notes. And this notes takes you to the app we did the very first week, OneNote. So you don't even have to go to OneNote. OneNote is in Microsoft Teams, incorporated. What a pleasure. Then you can add anything else. More apps, more tabs over there right on top. One of it is Planner. So within this Teams channel, you can add the planner we did earlier this week, and you can plan this specific project if it needs any planning. So you can imagine Elmarie and myself working in here. Okay, we work on her teams for that. But working in here, scheduling all the classes, adding all their handouts, the recordings are there. It's all in one place. Also, planning this project, because it's been coming a long way. You can even have PowerPoint um, within Teams, the app, within the Team AI masterclasses, within this particular channel, our first phase of this project, where our masterclasses are. We still have to look at Power BI and all of that. There's your forms. So if I want to send out a form, or create a form, let's rather say this. I can create a form in the Forms app, no problem. But if I add the tab within this Teams channel and create the form there and send the link to everybody who has to fill out the form, what is your business name? What are the main things you do every day? Have you ever attended a webinar? Whatever you want to ask. Then the forms responses, I don't have to go to the Forms app and open it. The forms responses will be on that tab right over there. Oh yeah, sorry, let me add it. I think it's going to ask us. I don't know why it's going so slow. Let me just say test for now. So within this channel, shared with Elmarie, we have the form. So I don't have to send it to her. She doesn't have to ask me, oh, where did you put it? Is it on yours? Is it on mine? It's all within this team that we share on the channel masterclasses. How cool is that? I hope that inspires you. Now the post on this. In the post, you will have all the activity happening, which I already showed you. Look at that. There's the team. After the form within this team on the channel. So let me go look at all my teams. I mainly have teams either for my projects, like the Masterclasses AI, or for my clients. Now, when I have a client that I do different jobs with, or a client that is not a sole proprietor or entrepreneur, I create a team for every single client of mine. Let me show you. They won't mind if I do this. I've actually asked their permission. I have a team for the company else customer experience. Now, the first person I trained, it can be a consultation, it can be a training, it can be support. The first person I trained was this Mr. Solomons. Now, look at this. When I schedule my meeting with him, it shows up, and this Teams channel has been shared with him. So on his computer, he has access to this. So everything we schedule will be on posts, and we can also chat here with one another. So I don't have to send him an email. I don't have to send him a WhatsApp. His Teams is open, my Teams is open. He gets a notification whenever I communicate with him. And this to me is so valuable because when I'm done with the project and when I do the invoicing and when I do the reporting, I don't have to go check on my calendar. Oh, when was this meeting? This meeting? How long was this meeting? I just go to the Microsoft Teams, the team for that business, the channel for that particular training session, or the particular person's name, or the name of the training, and I can see over here, okay, our first session was the 10th of April, that's the time. Then the second one was there, the third one was there. I even called it that, but still, or named it that. Now the third session or fourth session was yesterday. And yesterday's session, I added my IT guy that I work together with. And we had to discuss. So I put in both of them's, oh goodness me, guys, just please don't, yeah. I put in both, for both, I put in the topics of discussion for that particular need analysis meet and greet session of ours. So it's everything in one place. Then the IT guy said to that trainer or training person that need to be trained, okay, I will send you during the session, I will send you this, that, and the other documents that you can read up on for our next session. And I said, please, don't email it, don't WhatsApp it. Upload it onto this tab. There's nothing yet, apart from the recording of our session of yesterday. So when you hit record while you're in the meeting, then it will automatically save the recording on the post, although I don't see it here. But okay, I don't know why. I'll show you another example. But it will definitely be here. And then he can upload either files or folders or templates. So the documents won't be all over the show. You don't have to go look for it. It's like the itinerary and the documents is shared with the marketing company. Everything now is in one place. Now you'll notice when you have the business pack or plan, you will have one team already there for your business. And in that team, you can add more teams. But in that team, you can have different channels, let's say for each department. And then you add the email addresses to the departments, to the channels, and they can communicate with one another. Or if it's a bit of sensitive information, rather go within your business. You have the main business team, rather go and add more teams with different channels, as I have the example of the marketing team, people looking after social media, writing content, arrange events, if you can recall that. So how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I create a team? Right over here, you can create a new team. So within the chat, as I said, they moved it. There's a drop-down arrow and you can create a new team. You can give the team a name. You can even give it a description. You can decide what your first channel is. Microsoft had the first channel as a general and we couldn't change it at all. So now we can rename that channel. So it was like a wasted channel in a way. Now we can rename our own channels and add our own channels right here. So when you do that, I just want to, okay, come on, guys, come on. You can even read there more about teams, guys, and I'll show you a very last one. I must just remember. Let me just call this test 4. Not sure why I can't. Maybe it's because we are online, but all right. You can trust me on this. Once you've added the team name. It's a team within Teams. You can create, and it's going to ask you, is this a private team or is this, and you can read more about that in that Teams, and you can start using it. At the end, they also ask you who's part of this team. Of course, it needs to be within your organization. That works best, unless you have the setting that it's in a for people outside of the organization. And then you can start communicating. So what I also have is for those people that are not, it's also businesses, but it's mainly entrepreneurs. So, and I just do the whatever I do for that one person. They don't have staff. Now, for that, I have a channel, a team, pardon me, a SCA support and consultations, and then I have all those clients listed. So everybody, whenever I make an appointment, whether it's a client that wants to see me in person, or whether it is an online story, which I do 90% of the time, it makes the appointment with them. Let me just go here. So I scheduled this last night, a training session that I have scheduled for this client, and I'm about to update because upload. They shared all the ID documents with me, so I can go and share it in my shared space, or upload it in my shared space, my filing system. But if I upload it here, I mean, what a pleasure. I don't have to go to my email all the time and check it. It's here whenever I need it. It's here. So where does these files go to? It goes to my OneDrive SharePoint, which we will talk about later. So it's not that it's not collaborating with OneDrive and SharePoint. It is collaborating, whether I add it here or in our OneDrive or in SharePoint. So it's all together. This is just a wonderful option and a time saver. You can see how excited I am about this, where you can have all in one place. Guys, I cannot imagine being in a business having, by the way, the 365 business package, and you don't use Teams like this. You only use it for meeting with one another. So, guys, please go and use it like this. Now, there are so many things I can say, but I have to remember all the time this is a demonstration. So here it is, at least the integrated apps, a screenshot for you so you can remember. And then the good news I'm going to leave you with, maybe I have time for one more things, but let me do this. There is I'll share the link in a moment. There is a amazing Microsoft link where you can learn and get help with Teams. Look at this. It's the meetings, it's all the chats where we've just worked, the notifications and the settings, all about Teams and channels, even more than I told you. The calls, I'm not even going to mention now, and all the files, and it will tell you exactly how to go about and set up your team, or not set up, start adding teams, start using it to collaborate. And that's the main purpose of these last couple of sessions, and I group them together like that.